Larry and Sharon Lilly have been missionaries to Mexico since 1970. We are sent out by our home church, Seminole Baptist Temple in Springfield, Missouri. Our first year in the country was spent learning the language in the city of Querétaro under missionary Georgia Webb. On the weekends, we traveled to San Luis Potosí and ministered in a mission with our national pastor. The next 2 terms were spent starting churches and ministering in the beautiful state of Michoacán. God then led us for a 3rd term to Guadalajara, where we continued ministering in evangelism, church planting, and publications. In 1988, we were called to Ciudad Mante, Tamaulipas, to continue the work of beginning and edifying churches. But another dimension was added to our ministry, training men and women for full-time Christian service.
Mexico is a multifaceted country that is advancing rapidly in all phases. There are still many native cultures as well as modern advanced classes. In the Bible College, there is a wide spectrum of cultures, including both extremes.
The ministry in which we are involved includes ministering in a personal way in more than 68 works in a 100-mile radius of Ciudad Mante. The students go out on the weekends to pastor, teach, and visit in about 35 of these works. We are invited to preach and teach revivals, missions, prophecy, and stewardship conferences, and teacher training seminars. During the summer months, the main activities are the youth camps. In the camps, there are many who surrender to full-time service, and many other decisions for consecration and salvation are made. The Baptist Bible College began in 1952 under the ministry of James L. and Joyce Smith. Bill and Kwesi Harvey assumed the leadership in 1959, laying a great foundation, and God blessed with rapid growth. Through churches like yours and the Mexican churches, God has provided a great campus for the Bible College. It has the capability of housing 12 families and a combined total of 96 single men and women. Classes include Bible studies, doctrine, church history, missions, teacher training classes, child evangelism, child study, music, language, church and Sunday school preparation, and practice preaching and teaching, and more. The teaching staff is composed of Larry and Sharon Lilly, Dick and Linda Redding, David Houghton with the Deaf Ministry, local pastors and their wives, the Dean of Men and the Dean of Women. Among special activities is the Missions Conference that is held every 3 years. Through it, we give the students a role model to follow in the Lord's work. We include as many aspects as possible in 1 week so that they will have an ample vision of what can be done to spread the gospel around the world. It is a joy to see the graduates putting them into practice in their churches. Other activities throughout the school year may include activities such as Ugly Tie Day. Each Saturday there is a chapel service with music and preaching. The dormitories are rewarded either with candy for the cleanest room or with a pig for the not-so-clean room. Mexican holidays are also observed, as well as the much-loved Christmas party. Good Christian music is an asset and a necessity for a great ministry. The local churches are invited to a concert every few years to create interest and enthusiasm for the Bible College. Here is a part of one of our many concerts. The highlight of each year is graduation. There is a 3-day graduation fellowship meeting. Pastors and families gather from all over Mexico to celebrate and fellowship. The graduates are charged and sent forth to minister in full-time Christian service. We usually invite one of our supporting pastors to preach. Graduation is the first Wednesday night of May, preceded by preaching services Monday through Wednesday morning. You are invited to share this special time with us.
Why are the Lilies missionaries? Why are they actively involved in training men and women for the ministry? Because God tells us in Mark 16:15, "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." Jesus says in Matthew 9:37 and 38, "The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest." John 4:35 tells us, "Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes, and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest." How can you have a part in fulfilling the Great Commission? You may ask, what can I do? There are 3 things. You can pray. The Bible tells us the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. You can give. Paul encourages us to give abundantly to missions in order to preach the gospel in the regions beyond. And you can go, as Isaiah when he heard the Lord say, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And you can respond, "Here am I, Lord, send me." Will you answer God's call? By praying, by giving, and by going? Thank you for your part in the ministry God has given. When you invest in the Bible College, you are multiplying your ministry many times over, both in souls won and in the planting of churches. The ministry of each one trained is fruit that abounds in your account. The rewards will be shared together in eternity.